The Valerian Isles, jewels of the Ibero Sea. Long a center of naval commerce, the people here have struggled throughout history for dominion over these shores. Finally, there rose a man to put an end to this conflict, Ogre. History would know him as the Dynast King. Ogre took the disparate races of men calling the islands home and united them as one. He encouraged marriage between clans, forging bonds to strengthen his newborn kingdom. For fully half a century, the Dynast King reigned, and Valeria knew prosperity. But the embers of discord smoldered. Upon the death of the king, Abuna Branton Morn incited the ruling Buckram to declare the independence of their royal city of Hyme. Yet the schemings of the Abuna had only just begun. Backed by the Holy Lodician Empire to the north, Branton created the Buckram Valerian Kingdom, naming himself as regent. He would have seen his rule span the Isles were it not for Lancelot Tartaros, High Champion of the Dark Knights of Lodis. Lancelot warned against such reckless expansion, and reluctantly, Branton reined in his troops. This left two clans to vie for supremacy in the south, the Galgastani and the Wallister. 7 men in 10 were Galgastani, and on order of Hierophant Leandor Balbatos, the Galgastani declared blood war against the weaker Wallister in a move to claim the south as their own. Valeria watched as the wholesale slaughter of the Wallister race began. Duke Judah Ronway led the Wallister in resistance. They were far outmatched. In the span of half a year, they had been brought to their knees. Balbatos proclaimed the kingdom of Galgastan, and with it an official end to the blood war. But these things would bring no end to Wallister suffering. A piecemeal resistance continued, yet with their duke in chains, efforts flagged. The remaining Wallister were confined to a small province allotted them by Balbatos and the Galgastani. There, the survivors resigned themselves to eke out such life as they could. Victory begets peace, and for once, the battlefields of Valeria stood silent. Yet none believed the calm would last.
Tactics Ogre.
Wallister rebels? Here? Then Almorica has fallen for true. Reinforcements for their kinsmen we've pinned down in Chrysaro. Make peace with the light, Wallister swine! Today you die!
You looked a lonely lot. Thought I might join you. I am Canopus. Step forward and meet your fate, dogs.
a Wallace to fight. We need no help from you.
Stubborn as ever, eh? How did one so young grow so thick of skull?
Thick! I'll give you thick!
Ow! Not the wings!
Vice, control yourself!
Today we fight for Wallister honor. But where does it lead?
What's the matter? Lose your nerve? Or has the nagging of your pacifist sister unmanned you? Always hiding behind her skirts.
Thick of skull and a bully besides.
That's enough squawking out of you, Birdman.
Better a bird than a brute.
Ugh, you're not men. You're children.
Let me tell you a thing or two about battle, Tinham. Clear the wax from your ears and listen. The key is to divide and conquer. Whether you face a fearsome giant or a timid dormouse, that's the way it's done. Focus your attacks on one enemy at a time, and you'll emerge the victor.
Denham, Sibyls and mages cannot withstand the withering attacks of the front lines. Keep us in the back, where we can support our warriors from afar. Be mindful of the enemy's position, and bring us no closer than need be. Use a bird's eye view if you're unsure of the distance.
One more piece of advice, Denham. If you come across a blue card on the field, be sure to pick it up. These can provide a boon to aid you for the rest of the battle. Stronger attacks, more critical strikes, and the like. But a single unit can only benefit from 4 of these boons at once, so mind who you give them to. Oh, and keep away from the red cards. These will wipe out any boons you've already picked up. You might want to try knocking your enemies into those. Green cards raise a unit's core attributes, and the best part is they keep the bonus even after the battle ends. Take a close look at each card before someone picks it up to gauge its effect. There are many kinds, and it doesn't pay to go wasting them on the wrong soldier.
No place to die. This.